Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. For over a decade, American Pickers fans knew Frank Fritz as the quick-witted, down-to-earth co-host with an undeniable talent for uncovering rare antiques. His passion for old motorcycles, vintage gas station memorabilia, and one-of-a-kind collectibles make him a fan favorite. However, behind the scenes, Fritz's life was filled with struggles, battles with chronic illness, physical injuries, and a growing dependency on painkillers that would ultimately lead to devastating consequences. Now, as new details emerge about his long fight with Crohn's disease, a painful back injury, and his subsequent painkiller addiction, fans are left piecing together the heartbreaking story of how one of reality television's most beloved pickers faced a downward spiral that ended in a tragic stroke. Frank Fritz was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, a chronic inflammatory bowel condition, when he was in his early 20s. The disease, which affects the digestive tract, causes symptoms like severe stomach pain, weight loss, fatigue, and frequent trips to the bathroom. For years, Fritz worked hard to manage his illness, even as it presented constant challenges in his personal and professional life. Traveling across the country for American Pickers was no easy feat, especially with Crohn's disease in tow. Many fans noticed how he would frequently excuse himself during filming, a reality of his condition that he didn't try to hide. "I have Crohn's disease, so I have to watch what I eat and be careful about my health," Fritz once told fans. "It's not always easy, but I don't let it stop me." While Fritz did his best to maintain his energy and enthusiasm on screen, those closest to him saw the toll it took. Long hours on the road, stress from filming, and the physical demands of picking through old barns and garages often left him exhausted. Despite his attempts to manage his condition through diet and medication, his health struggles were becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. In addition to his battle with Crohn's, Fritz suffered a severe back injury that would ultimately push him down a darker path. While the specifics of the injury remain unclear, reports suggest that years of lifting heavy objects, bending, and climbing through cluttered spaces while filming American Pickers put immense strain on his body. The back injury left him in constant pain, and like many people in similar situations, he turned to painkillers for relief. At first, it seemed like a temporary solution, something to help him get through filming and daily life. But over time, his reliance on prescription pain medication grew. The mix of chronic illness, physical pain, and a demanding career created the perfect storm for dependency. For years, Fritz quietly battled addiction behind the scenes, keeping his struggle hidden from fans. The pressure to keep up with American Pickers, a show that required constant travel, physical labor, and long hours, only worsened his situation. According to sources close to him, Fritz's behavior began to change. He became more withdrawn, his energy levels fluctuated unpredictably, and there were days when he didn't seem like himself. His once jovial and animated personality sometimes gave way to irritability and exhaustion. In 2021, the signs of his struggles became undeniable. Fans noticed that Fritz had been absent from American Pickers for months, and speculation began to swirl. When it was finally announced that he had been let go from the show, the official reason given was a back injury and his need to focus on his health. However, behind closed doors, the truth was more complex. His painkiller dependency had become a major concern for those around him, affecting his ability to work and his relationships with co-stars and producers. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Fritz's downward spiral was his falling out with longtime friend and co-host Mike Wolf. The duo had spent years traveling the country together, turning American Pickers into a household name. But as Fritz's personal struggles deepened, tensions grew between him and Wolf. Fritz later revealed in interviews that he and Wolf had barely spoken since his departure from the show. While he expressed a desire to return, he claimed that American Pickers had moved on without him. Wolf, for his part, publicly stated that he wished the best for Fritz and hoped he would focus on his health. But behind the scenes, their friendship had seemingly unraveled. Some reports suggest that Fritz's behavior and struggles with addiction had strained their relationship beyond repair. In July 2022, tragedy struck when Frank Fritz suffered a severe stroke. The news sent shockwaves through the American Pickers fan base, with many expressing sadness and concern for his well-being. The stroke left Fritz with significant health complications, requiring ongoing medical care and assistance. Friends and family stepped in to support him, but reports indicated that he faced a long and difficult road to recovery. Mike Wolfe, despite their strained relationship, took to social media to ask fans to pray for Fritz's recovery. "Frank is like a brother to me," Wolfe wrote. "I just want him to be okay." For many fans, the news of Fritz's stroke was a painful reminder of how much he had been struggling behind the scenes. The combination of Crohn's disease, chronic pain, and painkiller addiction had taken its toll, and now he was fighting the biggest battle of his life. As fans reflect on Frank Fritz's struggles, many wonder if more could have been done to help him before it was too late. Painkiller addiction is a growing crisis, affecting millions of people who initially turned to medication for legitimate medical reasons. Unfortunately for many, it spirals into dependency. Fritz's story highlights the dangers of chronic pain management and the fine line between relief and addiction. It also sheds light on the struggles of those living with chronic illnesses like Crohn's disease, which can make even the simplest daily tasks overwhelming. Some believe that if he had received better medical care and support earlier, he might have been able to avoid the worst of his struggles. Others argue that addiction is a deeply personal battle, one that can only be overcome when the individual is ready to seek help. Despite his struggles, Frank Fritz's contributions to American Pickers will never be forgotten. He was more than just a TV personality. He was a skilled collector, a passionate historian, and someone who genuinely loved the art of picking. His ability to find rare and valuable items, his sharp negotiating skills, and his easygoing nature made him a joy to watch. For many fans, he was the heart of American Pickers, bringing humor and authenticity to the show. Even in his absence, Fritz's legacy lives on in the countless episodes he filmed, the treasures he unearthed, and the impact he had on the world of antiques. Frank Fritz's journey has been one filled with highs and lows, triumphs and tragedies. From his early days on American Pickers to his battle with Crohn's, his painful back injury, his struggles with painkiller addiction, and his devastating stroke, his story serves as a cautionary tale about the toll that chronic illness and addiction can take on even the most beloved figures. As fans continue to support him in his recovery, many hope that Fritz will find peace, healing, and happiness in the years to come. While his time on American Pickers may be over, his impact on the show, and in the hearts of those who watched him, will never fade.